Welcome to The Real with Jamantha. I'm Jamantha Williams-Watson. Today on our show, we have a dynamic, enthralling individual, none other than E. Fleming. Some of us know him as Earl Fleming. She's wonderful. She's dynamic. She is just amazing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm just so honored to be here with you. I have watched you, and this is our first time meeting, and I feel the love, and you're just so more beautiful in person than on the screen.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So y'all need to come here and see her in person. Now, she looks good on the screen now, but she is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
And I've been a makeup artist for 45 years, so
Wow.
I know beauty. She has a natural beauty. She has her little makeup on her, but I have to wear mine. She didn't have to wear it.
Thank you so much. I wanted to talk to you today about you, being you. And anyone I've spoken to, I've said that, I have Earl Fleming on my show, and oh my God, the raves just go, oh, you have one of the best persons, oh, your talk show is going to go off the roof, you're just an amazing person, and you know that. I know you know that. You're in Richmond, and it's like you drive down certain places in the Richmond area. Monument Avenue is one. That's Richmond. We know there's the Ball, Diamond, and we know certain things in Richmond. But there are also people. Right. And you are one of those individuals that if you're in Richmond, and if you grew up in Richmond, I did not, but if you grew up in Richmond, then you know Earl Fleming, and everyone knows you. Yeah. You have worked at Tallheimer's, department store, Sears, Macy's, Dillard's, Leggett's, and you've done makeup. And you did my makeup years ago, right before my wedding. And oh my God, it was amazing. Everyone was talking about you then. So how did all of this start? How did you even want to do this, or want to put on makeup, or want to be you, and all these wonderful things?
First of all, I'm saying your show would go off the roof without me, because you have amazing guests like the people earlier today, my friend's daughter that's an author, my grandmother told me, I was raised by my grandparents. Okay. In the 50s, young girls didn't get pregnant. I mean, they did, but it was a big secret. Mm-hmm. So my father was 17 when I was born, and I was born in Clifton Forge, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And my grandfather worked for the C&O Railroad, and my grandmother was a nurse. So they moved to Richmond for my father, who went to Virginia Union University. He ended up being a pastor. But all of my life, until my grandmother died in 1990, I did not know I was adopted and that my father was my father. I thought he was my big brother, because that's what I was told. Right. But anyway, my grandmother told me at the age of 3 or 4, before I could write my name, I was drawing eyelashes, lips, pearls, and big hair. And I still have those drawings. I mean, we'll get together again and I can show you some of those things. And I just had a natural talent for art. I would draw, my grandmother was the Eastern Star, and I would draw her gowns, and she sewed, and I drew, and she would make them, so it was just a part of me. I used to watch my grandmother sit at her 3-way mirror, which I still have, and I just can imagine her there, putting on her fake mold. Mine is real, and she said, boys don't have mold, but I told her I was a girl. I felt that way all my life. So I just drew. In high school, I drew clothes. I just decided to do makeup for the contestants for the Miss Armstrong pageants. And for the 4 years that I was there, I was the campaign manager for those 4 girls and did their makeup, and all 4 of those girls won Miss Armstrong. Since I couldn't, I let them. Yeah. So that's how I started with the makeup. But when I started at Tallheimer's, I was selling boys' clothes. I hated it. Cub Scout uniforms, and I hated it. So I went to the manager of the store, and they said, men don't sell makeup. Men don't do makeup. I said, in Hollywood, the best makeup artists in the world are men, because they can, they know what looks good on a woman. So eventually, I I met Antoinette Haynes, who was a representative for Fashion Fair Cosmetics, and they interviewed me, and I got a job with Millen Rhodes being a makeup artist, and I was the first male person in the state of Virginia to be behind a counter doing makeup. And then Tallheimers, one of their big executives was seeing all the sales, and he said, we got to get that guy, get this guy. So they talked me into it because they gave me a little more money. So then I went to Tallheimers, and then when Tallheimers closed, I didn't have a job for a while. So I went out to Dillard's, and I got a job behind the counter there. And the last job I worked before I had my heart failure was at Macy's with Prescriptive Cosmetics. And that was the cosmetic line that we could actually, you come in and we look at your skin and we would make your foundation to match you exactly. If you didn't want to wear it all over, if you just had some little discolorations, you could put it there. We could, if there was a lipstick that you bought 30 years ago, if you had a little scrape of it, we could make that. We made blushers, and I mean, we just customized anything that you wanted to look like, the way you want to look.
Wow.
So, and that was fun. It was interesting. I was scared at first because I didn't think I had that talent to mix. I know I could mix things together that was already done, to make, because like with me, I have on 3 different lip colors and 2 different blushers now to look like I wanted to look today for you. Because I knew you were going to look so fab, so I had to do something.
Now, you also dabbled a lot in fashion shows.
Right.
You're a makeup artist and you did fashion. How long did you do fashion shows?
I started in the 80s. I used to go to the high schools in Richmond and work with their DECA club. And I taught the girls how to move, and I did the makeup, and I coordinated the show. And so then I decided, there was another modeling group, I'm not going to call any names, but I think I could do this. So I did. I went back to the high schools and got all those young ladies and gentlemen and trained them, and we would travel all the state of Virginia. We went to New York, excuse me. We went to the Apollo Theater. We went to Thornbridge, Virginia, and we did very well until I got tired, simply because I had to do most of the work. I'm doing makeup, I'm choosing clothes, I have to pick them up, I have to take them back. And if you want something done correctly, mainly, excuse me, you have to do it yourself. And I had a few people backstage that could work backstage, but they didn't do it the way I wanted. Right. And my name was on it, was the Fleming Models. So with your name on something, you want it to be the best that it can be. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Now, there had to be a transformation. I know you say that I'm a girl. Your grandmother says you're a boy. How did that get out of you? No, I'm a girl. Yes, you're a boy. How did that transformation?
What I loved about my grandparents, they were not judgmental. They let me be me.
Okay.
The only thing that they didn't do, and I was angry for a long time, is let me have a Barbie.
No.
And now that I'm an adult, I have 150 Barbies at home.
Oh, wow.
They would buy me G.I. Joes, but they ended up being in drag. I would make dresses and glue cotton on the hair. So my friend said, something's wrong. So I went to the doctor, and he said, at conception, everybody's female.
Okay.
So when I went to the doctor, they did tests, and they said I have just as many female hormones than male. I was just born with a male part. But the rest is, So I just decided, and I went to a drag show in the 80s. Never been to one.
That was the first one you went to?
First one in 1982. Excuse me. There was a place called Laughlin's on Carytown. And I saw these men, they looked beautiful, most of them did anyway, and they were lip syncing their favorite stars. So I had that aha moment, and I went home, and they had a drag show on Thursdays. And I saw they were getting a lot of dollar bills and all. So I went home, I went to Lane Bryant. I bought the cheap wig. I didn't have money for all that. So I bought cheap things, but I made it look good.
Right.
And I did that show a couple of days before my birthday, which is the 22nd of December. And I sang live. So I sung, and I made lots of money. I was able to get better drag every week. So they wanted to call you, have to introduce you. And he said, what's your name? I said, Earl. He said, but you can't be Earl and look like that. I said, but I am Earl and I look like this. So a girlfriend of mine was there, so we came up with a name. So the name was Christmas Snow. And the reason for that is because it was my birthday near Christmas. And I was singing in front of a picture window, and I was singing Evergreen by Barbara Streisand. And as soon as I opened my mouth, they told me it started to snow. So Christmas snow has been around for around so many years. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, and you've been such an influence to people. You know, what do you consider yourself, a man or woman? How do you?
I consider myself Earl with male and female qualities.
Okay, all right.
You know, I don't want to say unisex I'm kind to people, and I like people, and I haven't had problems. I've had friends that are gay that have had problems getting to places, but I do more straight clubs than gay clubs.
Okay.
I mean, and I would go just to have a good time, and they would let me in. And one night I went with a friend of mine. We did a drag show, and they would let her in, so I didn't go in because I bought her there. But they said, "Earl, we're used to you. You do shows for us." There's a misconception with all gay people that they're going to hit on somebody's man or on a man, and it's not true. Although some of my friends do, but I haven't had a problem. I've been called names, but we all have been. But I've never been attacked by the public. Now, I was attacked by this young man who was interested in me, and I wasn't interested in me. So he stabbed me twice in my chest and twice in my back, and he stabbed me in my head.
Oh no!
And like 5 years later, my head. I know you watch Saturday Night Live and the Coneheads. Well, my head was swelling, and I went to and they took X-rays, and there was a 4-inch blade. By God's grace, they said what happened was I have a hard head. That the knife broke on top of the skull.
Oh.
But I did have a collapsed lung, and they told me you never sing again. But I told them I would sing again because I know God.
That's right.
And He wants you to enjoy what you enjoy. And He gave me that talent. He was going to take it away from me like that.
That's right. That's right. So now you don't necessarily have people, because you're so loved by so many people, and you don't have too many people saying bad things to you, bad things about you.
No.
You go around so much with women, and the pictures that I see you in, the pictures that we're showing. I mean, I hate to say it, but you're about the best looking woman in the picture. You really do, and you know that you really take good care of yourself.
I try to.
Yeah.
I look like my grandmother. My sister-in-law says, when you're in drag, if you don't look, her name was Blanche, you look just like Blanche, which was a compliment because she was beautiful.
Wow.
I was told she was considered the most beautiful colored woman in Clifton Forge, Virginia. She was 5'8", statuesque and buxom, and she was beautiful and loving, and so was my grandfather. I just loved them. I missed them so much. But they're here, and when I wake up in the morning, I have their pictures all around my bedroom. I just loved them. They loved me.
What do you say to young people? Because this is just, it's coming. It's okay now. It's okay to be you.
Yeah.
There was a time when it wasn't okay, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that time?
Yeah, I do. I just tell people, you have to be who you are.
Okay.
God made you, and other people can hate you, but God loves you, and He's number one.
Okay.
So if you know that you have His love, you can go through any. You can walk through fire. You can do that. You can do it.
That's right. That's right. I agree with you. We have people who are, bullied, I guess, in school, and they want to do what you're doing. But you're such an inspiration, not just to men, but to women as well. To, like you said, to be yourself, be who you are. But you have so many people who oppose who you are and don't agree with it. Keep that at home, or don't come around us. Right. Have you ever been told no?
I'm going to tell you this. I had a best friend, and she's no longer with us. Okay. She said she had fallen in love with me. I just couldn't get it. I still didn't see it. But before she died, she said, I respect you. She says, because you are true to who you are. Yeah. You never hid behind someone's skirt tail. Yeah. She found that her husband was sleeping with men. Oh. And, she just said, and that was one of the greatest things I could hear, because I loved her like my sister. Right. And in fact, She died October the 3rd of 2016. October the 4th of 2016, the doctors walked into my room with a paper saying, "You are on the heart and kidney transplant list."
Wow.
So that was just amazing. Things happen. People don't believe it unless they're there.
Unless they're there, yeah.
They have to be, but
right.
I'm not going to lie. I have no reason to lie. I'm an open book because I'm proud of what I've done and I'm proud of me. And anything you want to know, if I want to tell you, I'll tell you.
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you. I may go to another subject to keep from saying it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what you want to hear.
That's right.
If you want to hear it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So now, you have an interest, I think, in, I know you've mentioned in like changing your body parts.
Yeah, well, I just want, my grandmother used to tell me, your butt is flat as a flounder.
Okay.
I just want to have a J-Lo butt or Beyonce butt. So I won't have to, when I do shows, I have to wear all this foam rubber pads and it's hot. When you take your clothes off, there's a puddle of water under you. I just want to be able to go natural looking and wear it so I can look like a Coca-Cola bottle without all that.
Right, right.
And it's basically, I mean, I love me as I am, but when you're entertaining people, people pay to see perfection. That's what I think. I mean, I don't go to shows just to see somebody who can do what I can do. Miss Ross is my favorite. I would pay up to $100, maybe more, to see her. And I've seen her several times, and each time I see her, it's different. Maybe the same songs, but it's just a different, aura or different clothes. Just like this diva changes clothes every 5.
Your relationships in the past. Are you in a relationship now?
I'm in a relationship with God and myself.
Okay.
To me, that's the best relationship I've had. I've been in love 3 times in my life, and like I told you, I just turned 65. The very first, maybe 4 times, I was in love, I thought, in high school, but you know how kids are. But anyway, my first real love was murdered. And my second love was arrogant and beautiful and tall and giving me beautiful gifts, but he was a bad boy. I was always in church singing in the choir, and when I was able to get out on my own, I liked what they call roughnecks.
Okay.
I didn't want anybody that was singing in the choir next to me. I wanted somebody tough, like New Jack City. So he ended up being in jail for 25 years.
Okay.
And I spoke to him about a year ago, and he's out of jail in New York, but I haven't seen him. And then the last one was physically beautiful, but all they talked about was themselves, and there was no other conversation about me, and I could get in drag in 35 minutes. Well, when I did everything, it may take an hour.
Right.
But he was in the bathroom for 2 hours brushing his bald head. So I couldn't deal with that because I had to have my bathroom.
Yeah.
So
that was the problem.
That was the main problem.
Yeah. So now, when we talk about relationships, the intimacy of males,
right?
And would you be open in a relationship, like in public? Would you mind people knowing, your family knowing, or your friends?
Well, the one relationship was still, to this day, we still talk on the phone just as friends. Still in the closet. You could only come to my house. I couldn't be seen in public. But my first relationship, I don't like a whole lot of intimacy in public. It's nobody's business. But we did hold hands sometimes. Or he would push the grocery cart. We could grocery shop together and giggle and laugh. I want a relationship that's, open relationship. Let people know this is who I'm with, and But like I said, the last one is still to this day in a closet. And then relationships can be difficult because, one of my relationships was in my life because I was popular. And they like getting into the clubs free and free meals and that kind of thing. So it wasn't really Earl, it was the enigma or the, what's the word I'm trying to find? I'm gonna say enigma of Christmas snow. Right. The glamorous one that people just applaud, standing ovations, and they liked it like it was them doing on stage.
How does it make you feel? Everyone just applauding for you and clapping, and you're singing the song, and it's beautiful.
I love it, but I love people and I applaud people.
Okay.
You know, I applaud you. I applaud the cameraman, and we still have our author here. I applaud her because you all do something that you love and you do it well. And, you know, I think that God put all of us on earth to help each other and love each other. I mean, only love can conquer all.
Amen.
Yeah, love conquers everything.
That's right. That's right.
People don't believe it. I believe if you even, you know, with all this stuff going on in Virginia now and the blackface, I believe if you could get and I saw a Klans member on TV the other day that has changed his life completely. One of his best friends is a black man.
Oh, wow.
And people judge you because they see you. They don't know you.
They don't know you.
They don't know what you know what I mean? They don't know your heart.
Right.
I mean, you can be attractive or unattractive, and that's what they see until they get into your space and talk to you, fellowship with you.
That's right.
They don't know who you are.
That's right.
And you can end up loving people that you thought. Don't judge a book by its cover.
That's right. Now, let me to ask you one thing, because there are boys and girls who are watching. Now, there are boys who are watching, and primarily, or who will hear about this, and who want to come out, but they can't. Should they?
I think they could. I think they could. If there's anyone out there watching in that situation, we can give you my number. You can call me because I like to mentor.
Okay, good.
I like to talk. At my award show, or Friday, it was this little guy in the audience, and I didn't know. And his mother says he's so very shy. And he walked in slow motion. And I didn't know he was coming to me. But like my friend said, he was drawn to you. And he asked me if he could sing. And I asked the band, would they play, they know the song, and the boy was amazing. And I think he has a little autism or something, but his voice was amazing, and he's auditioning for a choir at Virginia Union. And I know he's going to make it, and I encouraged him, and I gave his mother's card, and I said, look, you all come to the house, let me cook, and I'm inviting all of you too.
Okay.
And I'm a good cook because my grandfather also was a head chef at the John Marshall Hotel years ago.
Oh, wonderful.
So I have recipes at home. I mean, that's why I look the way I look, but I was worse than this. I weighed 500 pounds one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, I encouraged him. In fact, I have it, I'll show you all later. Someone sent me a video of him coming up to me and singing after I gave him the mic, and it was just heartbreaking. And of all those people, there were 200 people there, and there were other performers, but he came to you. To me.
And you know what I want you to do? We're going to take just a little bit of a break for you to get yourself together, but I'd love for you to sing. Okay. Any song that you like to sing. So I want you to think about that. Okay. What it is that you like to sing, and just deliver it to us. Okay. I know you will.
All right.
All right.
We'll do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the fabulous Jamantha asked me to sing a little, and I just got over a sinus infection. But there's a song that Diana Ross does at the end of her show to appreciate the people that have followed her from the Supremes on. And it goes a little something like this. I'm just going to give you a little bit because I sound like Kermit right now. You've given me the best years of my life. I want to thank you. Thank you for the best years of my life.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. You have done so much for this community.
Thank you.
You really have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
You're going to make me cry.
You're going to make me cry.
That's okay, but you got the pretty cry. I got that ugly Oprah cry where my face twists and turn upside down. Upside down, you turn me, you give me love.
You're just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
And thank you all so much for tuning in to The Real with Jamantha. Remember, you are a masterpiece, designed and created by God Almighty. Now, change your mind and you'll change your world. Thank you so much for watching The Real with Jamantha. Check us out next time, right here on this station. See you then.